Hi guys, and welcome to another Thoughtscapes. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how do you know whether you're in a rut, and then also, if you are, how to get out of it. One indicator that you are in a rut is life is predictable, a little bit too predictable and comfortable. You haven't done anything different in a long time, you've stopped learning, you've stopped pushing yourself. Maybe you're procrastinating in certain areas. And if you assess your life, you feel like there has been no growth. Personally, professionally, physically, everything is just the same and you're pretty much bored or frustrated. Another indicator is that you feel like you're facing the same challenges again and again, which is indicative of you not overcoming them, meaning that you are following the same pattern day in, day out. You are not doing anything different to change your circumstances. So those are some key indicators as to whether you are in a rut. And if you are, you may be wondering, how do I get myself out of this mess? The biggest thing I could advise you to do is to change your perspective. Talk to someone about it, your position, what you're up to, where your grievances are or your frustrations. Talking to someone will enable you to see a different perspective and also seek some alternative advice. And also be grateful for what you do have, your strengths, and be completely appreciative of everything that you've taken for granted thus far. Step outside your bubble. Sometimes we create a bubble for ourselves. We wrap ourselves in our own situation, our own grievances, our own problems and challenges, and we have to step outside our comfort zone to access and to harness all those opportunities that are around you that you have blinded yourself towards because you've created a limitation for yourself. One way that you can get outside your comfort zone and also give yourself a reality check, it will also help you be more appreciative of what you do have, is volunteering. I highly recommend it. Whenever I feel like I am becoming self-absorbed or being wrapped up too much in my own problems, I go out and I volunteer. And what volunteering does, it gives me a reality check, a slap in the face to say, look, there are people out there who are more unfortunate than you, who have bigger problems than you have. So put things into perspective. You and your life isn't so bad. The situation is not so bad. If the people that you are helping through volunteering are able to better their circumstances, then you can too. Now, once you've spoken to people about your situation and feeling stuck, you've also done an exercise in being grateful and trying to get outside of your comfort zone. The second most important thing is to make a start. Stop procrastinating. Stop psyching yourself out of the things that you want to do because of things like fear, because you're too comfortable, because you don't want to try something different. You need to leave that mentality, otherwise you will follow the same stubborn cycle again and again, and you will constantly feel like you are in a rut. A way to make a start is to do some research. What your goal is, what your interests are, what your objective is. Let's say that you want to get a promotion at work. Do some research, talk to people. How do you get a promotion? What do I need to do? What do I need to demonstrate in order for me to get a promotion next year? Once you've built up that picture or that profile, all you need to do then is start executing it. And once you're showing signs of progress and you're actually doing things, being proactive, you will slowly find that your mentality has started to shift and you no longer feel like you are stuck in a rut. You might not be at the end of your goal, but the fact that you are moving towards it will do wonders for your self-esteem, will do wonders for you feeling that you are progressing and you're not in a rut anymore, and that you have something that you want to achieve and you're making your way towards that. In order to make a start, I would suggest that you do some research. Research the things that you are interested in. Maybe you have a couple of goals and dreams that you have in your head, but you don't know how to achieve them. Well, go into the browser and type how to get to X or how do I become X. These things, these unfulfilled dreams, you have to go and start tackling them, because if you don't, then you are going to stay in a rut inevitably. And that is not the type of life that anyone should live, because I believe that everyone has a purpose in their life, and during their lifetime try and achieve it, or at least try and pursue reaching the fulfillment of their passions or their purpose. And once you start doing some research and it gets you excited, then that means that you will have the motivation to actually start pursuing your dreams. You can also look into forming some goals. You don't have to set the most ambitious goals at the beginning. If you are really stuck in a rut and you have no idea where to start, set yourself small goals. Let's say you really used to enjoy running, but you've dropped that passion, you've dropped that desire, and that was kind of a wasted talent per se, but you remembered back in the day when you were running that you did enjoy it. So why don't you set yourself a small goal in terms of pursuing that passion that you had? Run once a week. See how that feels. And you don't have to run for miles if you're time crunched or if you feel unfit. Do a light jog and set some really small goals for yourself, but at least set a goal. Let's say I'm gonna run once a week for 10 minutes around my block. And once you're able to accomplish that, you set your goals up and you make it harder and harder. And then by the time you know it, you are so far away from when you started, i.e. the feeling of being stuck. You can say, I'm feeling great about myself, I'm moving forward, I'm doing things that I haven't done in years. All these things are the byproducts of you actually making a start, challenging yourself, and trying to get yourself out of this position that you are in right now. Another very healthy way of breaking a rut is to break your routine. If you have a set routine and it's the same almost every day, there's a schedule for the week and every week looks the same, you need to break it. You need to do something drastic and do something different. Now, I have a great example of this given to me by a friend of mine. My friend is single and ready to mingle, looking for a partner, but it's been a few years since she's really dated anyone seriously. And she identified that it's because she really doesn't get out that much. She goes to work, goes home, nothing really changes. So how is she meant to meet people if she doesn't facilitate those situations? So what she decided to do with a colleague of hers is to break her normal routine on a Friday night, which is just to go home or maybe have dinner with the same friends all the time, is to visit a different bar every Friday night. After doing that for a few months, she's met lots of great guys. She hasn't found that one yet, but it's broken her routine and she's created so many more opportunities for herself. You're injecting an element of freshness, an element of newness, element of the unknown, and potentially a challenge for you. And also, as part of breaking your routine, why don't you take up maybe a new hobby, a new interest, a new vocation? It's quite popular here for working men to join local football teams. They'll just go play some football with random people from around their area, and that's one way that they can really have a hobby. Those football leagues and football clubs, there's an element of competition there, and I think that element of competition is healthy because that will really direct your focus. You want to progress in the league to win a cup or to win the league, and if you have a goal and you work yourself towards it, then you will start distancing yourself from that rut that you were in. And finally, form new habits. Do something that scares you. For me, and I have yet to do this, but I think I will do this if I feel completely in a rut, because I think it's just going to be the most life-challenging thing I will go through, is jumping out of a plane and parachuting. The thought of it scares me to pieces, but I know if I overcome that fear, it would be life-changing. If I do feel completely stuck and in a rut and nothing else is working, that is my go-to. Do something that challenges you, that scares you potentially. And what's more challenging than facing your fears? To overcome that, to come out of the other side, will give you so much more confidence. It might not be easy, but you've done it. You know you can do it. Go and look forward to bigger and better challenges. And finally, my little pro tip for you guys. If you're stuck in a rut and you want a dose of perspective, a change in routine and scenery, and also a challenge, my biggest advice to you is to travel. And that comes from experience, because 2 years ago I was stuck in the same job, not really learning anything. I was also in the same routine week in, week out. Nothing around me was changing. I was not changing internally, which is the biggest thing. If you feel like you're not changing inside, that's a red flag. In order to get myself out of that rut, I decided to travel, and that was the best thing for me to do. It did challenge me. It gave me some new perspective about not getting too caught up in the material, not getting too caught up in the bubble that you create for yourself. If you're feeling stuck and you want something to do that encompasses all the things that I've talked about. And if you have the opportunity to, then travel. Go see a new land, go to a different city, talk to people that you don't know. There are so many things in life and opportunities that you need to be going for and that are open to you, that sooner or later you'll come out of your rut. For those who are in a rut right now, I empathize with you. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. You will be able to get out eventually. Just be proactive and do what you need to do. Thank you guys again for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below any comments. Maybe there are some topics that you want me to talk about in further videos. I will be happy to entertain them. Just jot them down below. And also, if you think that this video or any of my other videos would help anyone that you know, please don't be shy, share them, and subscribe if you want to see more of this content. I am releasing videos on a weekly basis, and I want you to tune in if you do like them. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. In a rot? Establish whether you're in one.